Hey guys, we are at Saratoga National Historic Park and we're going to go up and check out the visitor center. I'm seeing a lot of people with bicycles here, so that kind of makes me think that this would be great for bicycle riding. Not so sure it's going to be great for seeing a bunch of stuff without a lot of hiking, but we'll find out.
American soldiers are killed, wounded, or captured. Many others lose heart and head for home, while those at home are divided amongst themselves between.
So this is a bronze light 6-pounder from the British, made in 1776 in Southwark, in England. Excuse me. Sorry. Come over here. Trophy cannons. British cannons. Captured in Saratoga in 1777. Well guys, this may be the least RV friendly park I've ever been to. National park site. They have no provision for RV parking at any of these pullouts, and the first one was tight enough that I couldn't park there at all. This one I'm taking up like 5 parking spaces, but I'm okay with that. So Tadeusz Kozakusko was the military engineer that developed a lot of the site specific, like, embattlements. Okay, so here we're looking at Nielsen's farm. Let's get the overview. If you go up the hill, you'll see where the American soldiers cut countless trees in September 1777. Here they feverishly built log and earth fortifications. Americans dug in to block any British move further south. White posts with blue tops up there now show how far the American earthworks stretched, nearly 2 miles. This hill was the high ground. You'll also find the only surviving witness to the 1777 battles of Saratoga. The Nielsen farmhouse still stands not very far away. You can no longer see the 1928 Memorial Pavilion that once provided shaded seating for visitors. The 1931 monument to the unknown American dead still stands before you. I guess it used to look like that. How Americans choose to honor important places and what they mean changes over time. In the early 1800s, only stories kept the memories of Saratoga's battles alive. After the Civil War, Americans wanted memorials made of stone. The earliest monuments you might see here are the work of the Saratoga Monument Association. Ellen Walworth, let's get a look at Ellen there, was one of Saratoga Battlefield's earliest preservationists. She helped found the DAR. As a trustee for the Saratoga Monument Association, she chaired the committee on tablets and set up the first monuments. Walworth wrote, "Let our hurrying crowds pause for a time before the monument or the tablet. They will find incentive for nobler action beyond." Okay, well there you go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead up and walk around the way. Pardon me. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. You're fine.
Protection.
Yes, indeedy. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, stop, stop. Look at me. Look at me. We don't know if that dog's mom wants to let him play. Nope, you don't get to choose. You don't get to choose. Stop. Stop. Nope. Look at me. Nope. Can they say hi? Of course, now they're both going to think they won.
Yep. I know.
Well, are you going to say hi or are you going to just run like crazy? Whoops, sorry.
That's okay. Here, I'll put
Perfect.
it on me. Here you go. Goosey. How old is yours?
Whoops.
Sorry, bud.
He's 3.
Oh my goodness.
He's a rescue.
Oh my god.
And he doesn't like people, but he loves dogs.
Loves dogs.
Which is the way I'd prefer to have it. You know, I mean, if it's going to be bad about something,
Yeah.
better to be bad about people.
People are easier to avoid than dogs.
Well,
are,
that,
so.
and I can say, no, 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 he'll bite you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And he will, unfortunately. We're working on it. He's getting better.
That's alright. They all have their stuff. Oh my goodness.
Are you having fun? Are you making a new friend?
Hopefully this will tire him out.
Yeah, that'd be good. What do you think?
You guys tired?
No.
Nope.
No, he can go and go and go, yep.
Our boy tired. He's gonna be 2 in November.
Oh, wow.
He's still a puppy.
Well, he kind of thinks he is.
Yeah. He sure acts like it.
And of course, I don't really know how. Hi! Hi!
Sorry, he wants to see your umbrella. Goosey, stop. Come here.
You're good.
I know.
Oh, it's a camera, not an umbrella.
Oh, camera.
Umbrella? What umbrella? Okay, are you good? Okay, you want to say hi? You want to say hi? Good boy. Good boy. What do you think, kid? Did you make a new friend? Did you make a new friend? Is your day better now? Because you weren't having an awesome day yet today, were you? Were you? Well, we only went for a short walk because I knew we were coming here.
Yep.
And I figured we'd be able to get out enough.
Yeah.
This is, however, the least RV-friendly national park I have ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, there's no parking.
Goosey.
So, like the first stop, I had to skip entirely,
Oh, that sucks.
and this one I'm in like 5 parking spaces.
Yeah. They're not big.
No, but and I have to find a way where I can still get out and not block other people. So, is what it is.
Are you from around here?
No, I'm from wherever I park.
Nice. That's fun.
Yeah, I lived in upstate New York for 3 years in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then I moved to California in 1990. And then in 2021, I went full-time on the road.
That's so fun.
It is so fun.
What did you do for work?
Well, I had a real estate brokerage. Buddy, you're like all wound up here. There, he got it, he got it. I just didn't want him to pull him real tight, since I've got a cord and not a tape on this one. Most recently, I owned a real estate brokerage, which I actually took remote for about 1.5 years when I first left.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then I started thinking about how little money I'm spending. I was like, I think I'm gonna retire.
Yeah.
I live on like $1,100 a month.
That's it?
That's it, and I live well.
That's awesome.
Because basically I'm paying for food and for fuel.
Yeah.
I don't pay to park.
You have to pay taxes?
Well, yeah, if I had enough income to make that happen, but since
Yeah.
I'm not earning anything and I'm only spending savings right now, I imagine my tax hit this year is going to be
Goosey, hold on.
pretty small.
Hold on. Okay. Wait. Now I'm tangled. Hold on. Goosey. Okay. Okay. I know.
Was that
I
fun?
know. Goosey. Sorry.
That's okay.
He's all riled up.
Well, and I've only ever had big dogs. This is the only small dog I've ever had.
Yeah.
But one of my rules is you got to be able to pick your dog up.
Yeah.
Not as a puppy, but 14 years from now,
Yep.
when I'll be in my 80s, if I can't pick up 12 and a half pounds, I've got much bigger issues to worry about. But like, I can't pick up a big dog. I can't even pick up a big
Yeah.
dog anymore at all.
I can pick him up, but it's tough. I mean, he's
Yeah.
55 pounds.
Yeah, my last two were 65,
Nice.
and they didn't travel.
Yeah.
So when I first started traveling, I could go on vacation,
Yeah.
but I'd have to hire somebody to stay at the house and stay with them
That sucks.
because they didn't travel.
That sucks.
And I'm like, and they died in 2020,
He's so pretty.
which made it so much easier to be able to hit the road.
Yeah.
Okay, just chill. I know you're looking at that lady and you're thinking about, you see, you're acting all cute.
I know.
And as soon as she reaches out to touch you, you're going to snarl and bite. Yep.
Yep.
That's what he does. Can you say thanks for the play date? Can you say thanks for the play date? Was that fun?
That was cute.
Uh-huh.
I
Very.
would back off because I never know, how
Mhm.
other dogs are, but that was fun.
Well, and I want him to get the idea that he doesn't get to make the choices.
Yeah.
I don't know that I actually accomplished that, but and I'm not going to let him drag me up the hill and immediately to somebody else's dog. That would
Of
just
course.
be all kinds of wrong
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
oh so many ways.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for the play date.
Enjoy your trip.
Thanks. All right, Kidster.
Right there, because over the years it was built onto. There's
Yeah.
a barn next to it and another house. It's actually moved 3 times.
Oh, wow.
It was over here by that rock at one point.
Oh, wow.
So when the National Park Service got here, they thought it might be a good idea to put it back where it belonged. So they did archaeology, and they found the original foundation right there.
Oh, wow.
So it's back where it started.
Really?
Yeah, they raised 8 kids in that house.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
No.
I like to say they didn't get up Saturday morning and do what I did and watch cartoons.
Right?
They were all working,
It's a farm, right?
It's a farm, huge farm. Yeah, so you had to work the farm.
How big was the farm? Do you remember?
Well, different sizes over the years because it was in the family for 150 years.
Oh, wow.
So it was several hundred acres in the beginning.
Wow. And she said that she found the gravestone of the people who came through.
Stop.
Pardon me?
She said she found the gravestone of the people who came through because originally they thought there was just a baby, but there was a baby and a toddler.
Yeah.
Come.
I don't know. A lot more than I do, so it took me a lot longer.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was a gravestone or something.
Pretty small for raising however many kids that was.
They just asked the dog not to come in.
Well, first of all, he's a service dog.
Well, the thing is, I know you're allowed on the service dog. We don't want anybody peeing on a 204-year-old floor.
He doesn't pee on the floor, but okay.
All right.
He definitely doesn't pee on the floor.
But no, a true service dog, no, of course, no problem.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
But he's also being very reactive today. I'm not quite sure what's going on, so we'll just stand from here.
Okay, this is because the floorboards are one of the original parts of this building.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
It's okay.
the foundation, post and beam, door frames, window frames. Most of the floorboards, a couple of them have been repaired, but
Right.
ones that are of the era. This was Benedict Arnold's headquarters.
Ah,
We
okay.
have this staged as we think it may have looked when
During
the
that time?
generals were here. Now, the couple that lived here, they knew what was coming. They packed up their stuff, and John Nielsen got Lydia and the babies to safety near Albany. He then joined his militia group. This was Albany Militia. So this would have been virtually empty when Enoch Poor arrived from Ticonderoga. Now, they had evacuated from Ticonderoga. They outgunned, outmanned. Oh, he's so cute.
That's the problem. He's also a rescue,
Ah,
and so he really doesn't like people,
uh-huh. Oh, wow.
but he's working out really well as a service dog. I have issues sometimes because he doesn't like people. Fortunately, he loves other dogs,
Uh-huh.
which is, in the grand scheme of things, that's a better situation than if it were the opposite way.
And he still voted to you.
Yeah, yeah, and
That's
he
the most
does.
important thing, yeah.
He got his work job really well.
Uh-huh.
We're still working on the people thing.
Well, when they're rescues, it takes time.
Yeah,
It absolutely takes time.
and it's only been a little bit over a year for him.
Oh,
So
wow. Wow, that's fantastic.
yeah, so he's doing really well overall. I'm very, very proud of him. But he's little and he's cute, and everybody wants to reach for him.
Yeah. We had a volunteer when I was working at Albany Med who actually was blind and had a service dog. And he could answer our phone and type in the messages. But people wanted to play with the dog all the time.
Yeah.
And it was like, the dog is working.
Right. And that's my command. I mean, like when we walk into the visitor center, okay, you're working. But people still want to try and come up to him. And then I've got the issue of, he's still reactive, so he's going to bark. Nope, got to keep your dog under control. I get it.
Yeah, and it takes time under
Yeah.
running a service, that's for sure.
But it's also like if I don't do it, if I don't put him in these situations in a controlled environment,
He'll never learn.
he's never going to learn.
Absolutely.
So, some days we just have to leave.
Well, just so he doesn't pee on the floor.
He absolutely will not
And
do that.
I just, well, there's another dog. People, oh no, then I can say to somebody else, no, your dog can't, because that
Yeah.
was a service dog. Okay, so, but I don't know where I was. Okay, so there was nothing here when
Right.
E94 arrived. And they had evacuated from Ticonderoga. He lost everything. He's sleeping on the floor. He's behind the door. Benedict Arnold, on the other hand, came from Philly. And he was sent up by Washington, and he would have been able to afford a folding campaign bed, and as a general officer, been allowed to bring one. So this is a replica of a British general officer's folding campaign bed that is in our archives. There was only 3 of them in the country.
And people had to have been a whole lot shorter.
Actually, it's not that much shorter because the
Recess?
look how large,
Yeah.
deep the fireplace is.
Yeah, but I'm also looking at the head of the bed and
It's
the foot
not
of the
pushed
bed.
quite all the way, but they actually. Okay, there's 2 things involved. One, they made the bed that fit the person in those days.
Oh, right,
It wasn't
okay.
a standard 6-foot bed like ours.
Yeah.
The other thing is they only got so much card space. So it would have been a combination, of the person's height
Right.
and how big can this bed be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, this replica, family had this made in honor of their father's 80th birthday. He volunteered here for years.
Oh, nice.
It is an exact replica. It is all hand done. The hinges are hand forged. The
Wow.
linens are all hand stitched. They're the right kind of fabric, and the whole thing folds into the base.
Wow, very cool. Very cool.
Now they did tape it when they were set it up in the spring. They did an evening where they actually set it up on the visitor center stage. It's bigger than it looks because on that stage I was shocked how big it looked when they were that close to it.
Gotcha.
But it's still but on average they were only 1 inch shorter than an average man now.
Really? Interesting.
There were the outliers like Washington who was 6'3".
Right, right.
But of course, our folks now, we got these 7-footers that are being averaged in there too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they were lighter.
True. Yes, well, the food industry hadn't ruined our lives then.
Correctly, and they walked everywhere.
Yeah.
And to think about between the 2 battles here, in 3 weeks, they went from 8,000 troops to 13,000 troops.
Oh, wow.
And they came from as far as Virginia.
That's a long ways to walk,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Now, what would have been through the doorway
It's
there?
a pantry.
Okay.
And access to the root cellar
Uh-huh.
is there. It's locked. Now, we know when the generals were here, in the loft would have been the enlisted men that were waiters for the generals.
Gotcha.
It was good duty.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Because you got the leftovers and stuff.
well, they probably got better food, but
Right.
they also had a roof.
Uh-huh.
They also were not digging
Trenches.
latrines, and we didn't have trenches here. It was walls.
Oh, right,
6
right.
to 8 foot barriers, and latrines with 13,000 people.
That's a lot of latrines.
And I don't know if it was necessarily here, but I had heard that Arnold was one that knew latrines were dug every day. He
Interesting.
was a little ahead of his time on that.
Yeah,
But that many people, though, I mean,
that's a lot of latrines.
and just 13,000 people. It's a mile and a half to the river. Just that many people that close together, and they've returned the amount of cleared and forested to what we believe it was at the time, and we do have some really good maps, because it took a lot of trees to build these fortifications.
Mm-hmm.
But the army didn't take them down when they left.
Right.
So the farmer comes back to not only is things trampled, but I got this wall going through my field before I can plow. The family story for the Nielsen's is he was able to sell some for lumber. But John and Lydia came back and raised 8 children in this house.
That's hard to believe.
Well, and they all couldn't have survived because they, well, no, I don't, the tombstone wasn't for a child. No, I mean, they know. And their descendants owned this land until they sold it to New York State Parks in 1925.
So this was originally a New York State park, not a national
10
park.
years.
Okay.
It became a state park under Governor Franklin Roosevelt,
Oh, wow.
and then
Cool.
a national park 10 years later under President Roosevelt.
Very nice.
The road between Route 32 and the Visitor Center is Roosevelt Way.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a photo in the archives that I was privileged to see, because Roosevelt chose the location for the Visitor Center. That road was cut the morning he came by the CCC. The photo is him in the touring car with a cigarette. The guy's riding the back of his car with axes up the hill.
Very, very cool.
That is. But he was a historian.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But it was private money that originally bought the farms.
Interesting.
The same as now, have you been to the surrender site?
No, I'm going up there next.
Okay. That only came on the market 10, 12 years ago.
Oh, wow.
The farm was purchased through the Open Space Institute, and the Friends of the Battlefield were basically given the acre corner that is the surrender site. The Friends of the Battlefield raised the funds for archaeology and for development of the Memorial Plaza, and then transferred it. It was dedicated on the anniversary of the surrender in 2019, and it was then transferred to the Park Service.
Very cool.
I'm on the board of the Friends.
Ah,
I joined it while they were doing that fundraising.
that would make sense that you know so much. So how long have you been volunteering here?
Since I retired, it's been this my 8th year.
Nice.
It could be the 9th year. I don't know if I should count COVID or not.
Returning the roughly the same amount of forest compared to field as there would have been back then, which is similar to what they've done at the Homestead National Monument in terms of restoring the tallgrass prairie over there. There's Kit's new friend. They just had a play date at the other end of this walkway, which I would have thought would have been enough for him, but apparently not. So hopefully we can find another place to let him run at some point in the next day or so. Part of the issue is that ticks are very prevalent in upstate New York, but we're going to be in Vermont tonight. They're probably prevalent there too. Butterfly. Did we get it? Not sure if we got it or not, but it was pretty. The Haudenosaunee, Six Nations of the Iroquois, was divided by war. Most supported the British, but the Onyotas Aka, that would be Oneida, and most Tuscarora sided with the United States. They formally accepted American independence at Albany on September 16, 1777. This happened months before the recognition of power by any power in Europe. But it's also the case that the Revolutionary War was the first time that the Six Nations were in a position that they were actually fighting against each other. Wonder how far these people are walking. I'm guessing pretty far. That little red building is a restroom. Now we're gonna work on getting out of here. Well, I almost drove right past here I kind of skidded a few things along the floor as I slowed down abruptly to turn in. So this is General Schuyler's house, which was burned several times. Most recently, well, destroyed several times, most recently burned by the British during the Battle of Saratoga in 1777. Interestingly, he hurriedly rebuilt it in the fall of 1777 following the surrender of the British, which is kind of interesting. So, pretty big piece of property here. Carefully restored to its 1787 to 1804 appearance. Pretty attractive. That's a pretty big house. And I am guessing we can't go in because there's only one other vehicle here, and that's a bunch of people that don't look like park rangers. But perhaps we can peer in, and at least we can get a more up close look at it. So we are, I would guess, roughly 8 miles from the battlefield site. So not very far at all. And it's got windows inside and outside, so I can't even see in. I assume it's all locked up. Yep. Oh well. So Schuyler was the third highest ranking officer. Washington, I forget who was second. Was that Gates? And then Schuyler. So that's pretty high up. We got quite the pathway here. Oh, which looks like it actually ends right here. But this must be the Hudson River. Look at the falls. Hopefully you can see them. I think we'll walk over to the bridge there and get a better look at them. But let's go ahead and walk all the way around the house, since that's what we came here to see. And I guess those people that were parked next to me are now about to find out the same disappointing thing. Can't go in. I'm guessing this was probably the summer kitchen, because that looks like an enormous oven right there. Very cool. Maybe 4 enormous ovens. You gonna pee on that, Kit? And what do we think this would have been? Outhouse, maybe? We're stirring up all the bugs. Nice porches. There's cellar entrance down there. Come on, Kit. Well, this would be a pretty splendiferous home. And one of the things of note that I read on the NPS site is about the fact that he was also an enslaver. And apparently, I didn't realize just how many enslavers and enslaved people there were in New York. But I guess Schuyler had several dozen slaves, and that's a pretty significant amount in view of the fact, oh, maybe they weren't going to the house. They're all walking down along the fence there. Wonder what's down there. Might be something. Alright, I want to get a better look at the river here. How about here? How's that? Pretty good. I don't want to walk up on the highway per se. So let's go ahead and walk down here along the fence line for a few minutes. A little cool today. We're kind of in the overcast of the clouds again. Hopefully that's going to change. And actually I'm thinking maybe this pathway goes down to a better river view. We're going to go see. And if those people weren't there, we would just be letting Kit run free right now. So no idea what we're heading off to. But we're just doing it. The river's much calmer down here, away from those falls. And you know, it's interesting. I don't recall hearing much about the northern states having had enslavers. I don't recall that from my schooling, which doesn't really mean much. I mean, I could have just kind of blown it off because it was less of a thing before the Civil War. Although I think the NPS website said that the rest of the New York slaves weren't freed until like 1847. So, and the Civil War was 1862. Got some kind of piers here. No idea. Little bridge down here. We're gonna go at least that far. And look at this. Some kind of foundation for something. There must have been a bridge or something that crossed this ravine previously. We got this nice looking bridge up here, which looks pretty daggone new. And I think that's going to be right over the river. So we'll get a view of the river, and then I will feel complete for this site. Oh, we're still on MPS property. The Champlain Canal opened in 1823. Completed a north to south water route between Lake Champlain and New York City. Canal ran through a small settlement, which became the village of Charlottesville, which is over there, in 1831. Canal stimulated growth and development throughout the region. Schuylerville became a significant inland port with a large boat basin, dry dock, warehouses, mule barns, and hotels. Interesting. All right, let's go take a look here. Catch and release fishing only. Okay, I thought it was a nice new looking bridge, but it really isn't. Pretty nice view. A lot of overgrowth here. But here it opens up. And there's a bunch of people fishing down there and stuff. Some rushing water. Kit. That's right, say hi to the people. Okay, I think I feel complete. When I pointed up this way to Schuylerville, I bet it's actually over that way. And based on what I'm seeing on the other side of the bridge, I imagine we could probably walk to it. But I'm actually a little chilly. And I actually need to stop saying actually 15 times in a sentence. There's the boundary. Hey, Kit! Kit, come! Come on, Kit! Kit! Come to me! There you are. There you are. You got pretty far away, young man, didn't you? You need to stay closer. You taking a little puppy break? He loves to run. Okay, Kit, come. Kit, come on back. There's another car here. I'm gonna have to hook him back up. Was that fun? Was that fun, Kidster? Nice little romp and run?